everybody. It is 3:20 in the morning, and these are my two little babies. And this one right here is sick. He woke me up this morning. He threw up on my bed, and he had diarrhea on my carpet. And I couldn't be mad at him because I fed him some beans the other night, and I know we're not supposed to feed them beans, but he loves his leftovers when we finish eating. So I gave him some, and what are you doing? So anyways, Quigley's not feeling too good. He's getting a little spanking on the head from his brother's tail. Quigley, what's the matter, baby? Oh, what's the matter? Huh? Yeah, he doesn't feel very good. And his little brother feels sorry for him. So he came up and laid with him. Yeah, two tired babies. So anyways, when I came upstairs, I had to wash the floor. So I have my mop in the sink, and it's one of these twisty mops, so thank God I didn't have to touch it. You just wind this thing here and it wrings it out. Oh, so I'll have to disinfect the sink and all that stuff. But my bed has puke in it on my side of the bed, and my husband is sound asleep on the other side of the bed. So I just left the room, and he's snoring away down there, happy as a clam. And it is 3:21 in the morning. And so anyways, I get up and I made some coffee, and I'm just gonna pour myself a cup, and I think I'm gonna go back to bed after he gets up, and I'll change the sheets and stuff like that, put on new sheets and blankets, and probably have to put on a different bedspread. So anyways, these things happen, and I can't be mad at the dog because I'm the one that fed him the food that disagreed with him. So here I sit having my coffee in the middle of the night, and usually actually I'm getting up a couple hours from now. So but I mean, I've been up since, actually it's been since 1 o'clock maybe. I got back up about 1, and, whoops, wrong one. I got up and I thought, oh God, how am I going to do this? But I didn't want to wake up my husband. He's going to wake up with a smell of throw up all over my side of the bed. And so anyways, I'm going to have my coffee, and I think I'm just going to have this, and then I'll probably go turn on the TV and watch TV and maybe fall asleep on the couch. So that's a story about my dogs, and hope you guys are all sleeping good, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Hi guys. Sorry I've been away for a few days. I wasn't going to make a video today because my dog was sick all night, and he woke up, well, actually he woke me up at 1 o'clock in the morning, throwing up next to my pillow on the bed. which was always fun. But the poor thing, he was really sick. I think it may have been my fault because I gave him some table scraps the other night. And one of the things that I gave him were some butter beans, which is like a yellow lima bean, not limer. Anyways, I guess that didn't agree with his stomach. And then I found out afterwards that you're never supposed to give any kind of beans like that to a dog, except, you know, green beans that are cut up. But, because yesterday he wasn't feeling too good. My husband was out on the porch here, on the little balcony, measuring for this indoor-outdoor carpet. And the dogs were out there with them. And Quigley passed gas, and he said it was the loudest my husband had ever heard. He said he couldn't believe such a big noise was coming out of a little dog. So obviously his stomach and, you know, his GI tract was a little upset because not only did he throw up this morning, but he had diarrhea all over my carpet in the bedroom. Which, when I get up at 1 o'clock in the morning with the throw up, I hadn't noticed. I knew something smelled, but I didn't want to turn all the lights on and get out the, you know, steam cleaner, and my husband was sleeping, and I just said, you know, I'm just so tired, and the dogs need to go out. So at 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm walking around my front yard with the dogs, and Quigley's throwing up on the front porch and having diarrhea on the front porch. So then I have to get out the hose. And I'm out there spraying the front porch in my pajamas. Thank God I'm out in the woods and, you know, neighbors can't see me, because it would have been quite a sight. And then he was, you know, throwing up and diarrhea. Then when I came in the house, I had smelled something, and apparently he had come up during the night, or before we went to bed last night, and we didn't notice as we were shutting off the lights. But he had diarrhea in the kitchen right near the table, and I see these splatter marks all over the floor. So I got the mop out, and I'm scrubbing my kitchen floor this morning at, you know, like 2 o'clock by then. And all the while, I'm worrying about the dog, and I'm watching him, and then I fell asleep. I laid down on the sofa. He had calmed down, and I laid down on the sofa, and my husband was, you know, still in bed with the diarrhea puke smell in the bedroom. And I fell asleep until about maybe 8 or 9 this morning, and by then my husband was up, and Quigley was laying right next to me. You know, like if I looked down from the sofa, he was laying on the rug. And I smelled this weird smell, and you know what, you can smell what blood smells like. And I looked down, and the backs of his legs were covered with, I couldn't tell if it was blood, diarrhea, what it was. And I was too tired to even notice it last night. And so my husband was sitting at the kitchen table having a cup of coffee, and I said, "What is that smell?" So he came over and he said, "That smells like blood and diarrhea." But it was like it wasn't bright red blood all over his fur. It was more like mixed in with the remnants of diarrhea. So I had, you know, my husband washed him all up and everything, and we figured would withhold food today, you know, after last night. And the poor thing went through so much. And so when I went downstairs to shampoo the rug, I was shampooing, and I noticed 2 little things were like rolling around on the rug, and they wouldn't come up in the shampooer, and I went and got a Kleenex, and there were 2 rocks. And the only thing I can think of is he passed these 2 rocks, and they upset his, you know, gut and his everything so much that his stomach was probably trying to produce bile to, digest them, and finally gave up, and it passed into his intestines, and I think it may have probably plugged him up, and then, because he had so much gas yesterday when my husband was out here with him, and plus I had given him those beans, and the poor thing. So we said, okay, wash him up, and if we notice any more blood, we will take him to the vet. And so anyways, we've been watching him. No more bleeding, no more diarrhea, no more throwing up. Whatever he had in him, he threw it up or pooped it out. And I'm just going to keep him on a bland diet for the next few days of either cottage cheese, potato, mashed potato, rice, or like very bland chicken, ground up. I'll put it in the food processor and just mix it all up for him. So knock on wood, he will be okay. But it scared the heck out of me because we lost a Yorkie a couple of years ago, and I woke up in the middle of the night and she had bled all over my bed. And of course it's the middle of the night and we don't have emergency vets, 24-hour service out here in the boonies. So we had to wait till 6 in the morning, and so we put her in a little box and next to the bed, and lined it with plastic, and kept her comfortable, and kept, we slept with the light on that night, just watching her like a hawk. And we must have dozed off like 15 minutes, and we woke up at 6 o'clock, and she was like gasping for breath, and it's like she did this like 3 times, and she was gone. And the vet said that she must have had a tumor that burst inside of her, and that's where the bleeding was coming from. It was coming out her butt. So obviously, and it was dark, gummy, gluey blood, like it had been in there congealed for a while, a long time. Plus, she was on prednisone for a few years to keep her red blood cells up, and because she had passed out, and the doctor said, oh, she's, her red blood cells are, she doesn't have enough red blood cells or whatever, and we'll put her on steroids. That's what she was on, some kind of steroid. I don't know, with something to do with her blood. And that's how she passed away. So this time when this happened with Quigley, it just scared the heck out of me. Thank God everything is under control right now. He hasn't thrown up or had diarrhea since this morning. He's drinking water well and keeping it down. He's had a bath. My husband has him downstairs. I had to change the sheets and all that stuff. So my husband has him on the bed with him, and they have a little nap, and Ripley's down there with them. So anyways, so everything is good right now, and let's keep our fingers crossed and pray that it stays that way, because I couldn't lose another dog after Chloe. She was, that little dog, she was just the most special dog to me. I've never been so attached to a dog in my life as I was with her, and she just, I talk about her every day still to my husband, and it's been 2 years now. And when she died, Quigley was so lonely and distraught and depressed that, I mean, he just loved Chloe. That was his little, sister, and she was just his everything. The two of them walked through the woods around here and followed each other everywhere. They slept together, they ate together, they washed each other's faces and slept right next to each other at night like two little, you know. It was just so sad. So anyways, it's funny now. Ripley, the black and white one, is following Quigley around and will not leave Quigley's side today, which is so precious to watch. And he's just guarding his brother. He's just making sure that everything's okay. And, you know, he'll go over and, you know, lick his face and wash his eyes and, you know, just, you know, and cuddle up next to him and keep looking at him. And it's just so cute to watch. And so who says animals can't feel love? I mean, they feel unconditional love. And, all right. It's starting to cloud up right now. It is 90, it's in the low 90s. I shut all the windows in the house this morning. I figure I am not letting that cold air in, because we live on the lake, and, you know, in Maine, you usually don't get this kind of heat. We have ceiling fans here going in the living room. And so if I shut all the windows in the morning and draw the blinds when the sun comes up in the morning, so it keeps the sun from beating in, I can keep the house in the 70s. Right now it's 73 in here, which is not bad for, you know, 90, 91 outside. So I'm comfortable, and it's nice and dry in here. It's humid as heck outside. I wanted to do a thing on this the other night, but I didn't want to come on and just show you nail polish and then get off. But I bought these nail polishes, and I have this one on, and I love it. It's a purple, and it's called On a Trip, and it's by Wet n Wild, and this is the, see, these are Wet n Wild too, these two. But this is like their new Mega Last one, and I guess it's supposed to last longer. But it's called On a Trip, and it's almost like a, I can't think of the color, but it's a cross between a blue and a purple, almost. But I just thought it was so pretty on. It's like a blueberry purpley color. And then I got a Wet n Wild. This is the regular one. These were 99 cents. This one here I think is $1.99 or $1.29. Oops. This one's called Blazed, and it is, it doesn't have any shimmer to it. It's like a salmony orange. It looks more orange, or actually more reddish pink on the screen than it does in person. It's really like a kind of like a light salmon. And then I got this one, and this is also Wet n Wild, and this one's called Lavender Pearlescent. And to me that doesn't look lavender at all. It looks like a pinky peach with a pearlescent to it. But I just figured that would be pretty in the summertime with my fake tan. So anyways, I think I've babbled enough, you guys, and I hope you are all having a great day. We're supposed to get a thunder shower here in a little bit. The clouds are gathering, it's getting dark, and I love a good thunder shower, so I hope we do, because we haven't had a real good boomer in a while. So I hope you are all having a great day, and I hope nobody's getting any tornadoes or any bad, you know, bad stuff happening where you are. And stay cool and have a good one, guys.